Welcome back to the Brew Crew Podcast, everyone. This is episode 258, also day 11 for the Advent calendar. Welcome, Chuggalos. We got some new subscribers.
The numbers have gone up, right?
The numbers have gone up, so welcome everyone to... This is the mothership. This is what Matt refers to as the mothership.
We lost one.
We lost one?
Yeah, we were at 106 and we went to 105.
I thought we were at 105 the whole time.
We were at 106 for like a 30-hour period.
So I might be wrong about who's number 100 then. I commented on the video of you and Mikey where you were talking about the 100 subscriber. I went back because you get emails every time there's a subscriber, and right around like maybe 50, I started keeping those emails. Mm-hmm. So I couldn't tell you the first 50.
This is the best forensic, and so now I'm getting excited.
Good. So I went and I saw 105 was where we were at, and I just counted backwards in the emails of who subscribed, and it was Dane Helsing. But that could have been 101 because there was 106. I should have got an email for the 106th, even though they dropped out. You don't get an email for that part. So it might be the person who subscribed before Dane Helsing.
Yeah, so I'm going to guess it was maybe an older one or whatever, because I was at...
Oh, maybe.
I was at dinner, or I was at a holiday party on Friday, and I know 103, 104, because that was Friday night. They were sitting right there, and they subbed when we were talking it up. But I don't know after that. But Dane
Helsing.
They commented on one of the videos.
I think so, yes.
They did a comment, so they kind of
announced
their arrival.
Yeah, we can go back and figure this out. But Dane Helsing, as far as I know, is the 100th subscriber. Because you were curious about that.
If Dane Helsing, if you drop into my messages or whatever, get me some information. I've got some shit I'm willing to send you. Please let us know. And thanks for watching the mothership. This is going to be a different flavor for those of the newcomers.
Yeah, if you're used to the Advent calendar videos, this is different.
This is far different. There's a lot more meat on the bone. That's an appetizer. Yeah. Welcome to the main course.
Welcome to the main course. Lots to talk about. Lots to discuss. You got any thoughts up front?
Yes, I do have, because I would do it, but I don't want to untap shame JT more than this comment. I just got my year in review, and I want to go over those notes. So that might be on a short coming up here.
Ooh, I like that.
In one of the days of the Advent calendar.
I like that.
Other than that, it's just going to be calendar type
Let's
stuff.
just shame me on the Untapped, because I shame myself constantly every time I hear the word Untapped.
But it was really cool, like how look at those graphics. You got global stats.
Man, I love it. Ooh, and your stats.
And then your stats.
I do love every year when the music ones come out for Spotify and Apple. Those are great to look at. See how many hours you've been listening to the same band. Or bands.
For Spotify, I got 0 hours.
What do you? Oh yeah, you don't.
I
listen
use
to
YouTube,
streaming music.
and you do get a YouTube feed thing.
Oh, you do? How'd you do?
Similar. I didn't look at it.
Oh, okay.
I went to look at it, and I was like, "Oh, I'll save it for my computer." And then when I went to it on my computer, it didn't come. It didn't. I don't know if it wants you only to do it mobile, but.
Oh, maybe because it's probably built for mobile, like touchscreen and stuff. But, I mean, mine's all Dance Gavin Dance and Blink-182. Like, I mean, an unreasonable amount of time spent
like the bar graphs are massive, and then, like, the next one, like, I
have more bands I've listened to, but they're tiny slivers. I've been obsessed
Swift.
with Dance Gavin Dance for the past 3 years.
Yeah.
And last year, it was actually almost, like, unmentionable. I was in, like, the 0.0000001% of the top listeners, like, way... It had like 35,000 minutes.
Gavin's mom doesn't even listen to them as
Gavin's
much
not
as
even in the band. Gavin doesn't even
How did you... Okay, I need to ask this. How did you discover Dance Gavin Dance?
That's a good question.
Organic?
It was organic. I believe... So I'm in love with music. I think music is probably the greatest invention by...
JT loves music.
But it's the greatest invention by human beings, period. Music. I know there's a lot of great technology out there, but music is phenomenal. I take it very seriously, my band discovery prowess. I've had Dance Gavin Dance in, like, illegal downloads and stuff from a long time ago. I used to do that, and I would just be, like, sweeping. Oh, yeah, I'll take that, sure. Never really listened to them. Then I have Apple Music, but Spotify's better at music discovery. So every month I go to Spotify and I just look at the new music recommendations that they have. And one of them was Dance Gavin Dance. And they had just put out a new album. I listened to it. It blew my mind. It's like funk, metal rock, punkish kind of stuff. The drummer's phenomenal. It's So then I listened to that whole album, got obsessed with it. Then I downloaded all their albums, got obsessed with those. And the rest is really history. That's how I found them. Just organically through Spotify. Recommendations.
It's infectious listening to you talk about it because I feel like you can't talk fast enough.
I wish I could get it all, because I know that this topic shouldn't go on too long on a beer podcast.
No, but fuck it.
Well, like I've literally, I showed him to Steb, and he seems to have, unless he's just flattering me, he seems to have fallen in love with the band. My wife loves them. We had bought tickets to go see them. There's a guitarist in the band named Will Swan, and he's so unique that they actually created an entire genre of music named after him called Swancore. And he has his own festival called Swan Fest. The band being from long story short, band's from Sacramento. This is the first year they were going to do it on the East Coast in Philly. We bought tickets. Katie got long COVID, and we couldn't go.
So the reason I was loading you up,
I could go on and on
for discovery, because I find when I discover, I'm never not anymore. Like
You're at the point where you observed your dad to be at when you were a kid?
100%. You knew exactly where I was going with it. But I will still... I think the last two bands that I've really picked up, or last three I'll go, probably in the last 5 years, is In Flames. Mm-hmm. But that's like 15 years after they've been out. Mm-hmm. And I can thank all of these to Sirius when I've had it. Mm. And Sirius just got done with like their last like 10 days. You get it for free. Yeah. You know, the try it, or, you know, they send you a flyer or whatever. Yeah. So it was In Flames, Orbit Culture, and now Motionless in White. Mm-hmm. And all of these bands of recent times, and there's other ones, like I listen to a lot of melodic or cinema music that's been altered a little bit, have resonated with me, like it sounds like this. Yeah. But I owe it all to Sirius.
Yeah, Sirius, I really wanted Sirius to work, but it just doesn't work for me. I want them, and I've told them on the phone, I was like, I'll pay $5 a month. Yeah, I got them to that.
And they said, we can get you to $5, but we have to pay tax. And I go, no, that comes out of your end. That doesn't come out of my... So they got me to like $6.17. I was like, no, I like round numbers. I want $5 a month.
And now they're doing this thing where... So I tried. I got a free trial for 3 months sent to my email, and I was like, all right, I'll try this out again one more time. Well, now it doesn't. There's two tiers: the car tier and the phone tier. Yeah. I don't want the phone tier. If I'm plugging my phone in, I already am not going to choose Sirius. Yep. Because I have all this shit on my phone. I want it for like those quick drives where I'm dropping my kids off 5 minutes away. Not worth putting maps on or all this stuff. Yep. Just boom, Sirius, music I like, let's go. And they're like, no, this is the app tier. I don't want a fucking app. I don't want Sirius app. Come on, Sirius.
Again,
get in the cars, dude.
100%. And I've gotten to the point where I'd love to buy it because we take my wife's vehicle on.
Your wives?
Well, yeah, my wife's one of them.
Both of them.
We just walk into the garage and point at vehicles. But I can't listen to the music I want to when anyone else is around, just because I understand that they don't like it. It's not their jam, and that I'm fine with it. Otherwise, like our crossovers,
I've never been
like
that considerate before.
Yeah, but you guys cross over a lot in music. We have a little bit of crossover, like Foo Fighters or whatever, but otherwise, she's more country top 40, and I'm not those things at all.
Yeah,
I'm top 40 from like the 90s.
I wonder if some of it has to do with being a musician. And
100%.
When I listen to it, I explain what I'm hearing to Katie, and so she accepts listening to stuff she's not really into, because then she hears what I'm hearing. I think that might help.
It's important.
It's important. The drummer from Dance Gavin Dance is great. Matt Mingus is his name. Follow him on Instagram.
But the best part is how you organically discover things, and that's very similar to how you organically discover beer. Mm-hmm. A lot of the people that listen to this, a lot of the older Chuggalos, their beer tastes, for the most part, outside of like Chuggalos Phil, Chuggalos Steb's dad, who are still developing theirs, are what they drank when they were like our age or younger. Mm-hmm. So it's very similar. The beer, and when you pick up your beer taste or when you pick up your music taste, that's like a moment in time or a decade or 15 years or wherever you imprinted yourself on that time.
I agree.
So the crossover, we got there, folks. We got there, Chuggalos. We got there. It makes sense.
We got there. And sometimes you surprise yourself if you're one of those people who are stuck in your ways. Not that that's a bad thing. It has a negative connotation, being stuck in your ways. But you can be stuck in your ways, and that can be positive. But like my dad, he was always a Miller Lite drinker. And something happened, he switched to Leinenkugel. It's like all he drinks now.
Yeah, and that's the thing with this. Because we have so many mentors in our life, and it's nice having that more experienced generation also doing calendar reviews, because you can grow, and there are different flavors and everything out there besides like your standards. Like if you have a beer fridge like that, or like we do, and it's only filled with like one or two choices for you, and that's fine. Don't yuck somebody's yum. But there's the opportunity to expand your horizons.
Don't yuck somebody's yum.
Don't yuck someone's yum.
Now, I see that with like Stev's uncle, for example. Hophead, for sure. States it.
100%, yeah.
But is open and willing.
Yeah, makes no apologies. And then it's funny that we, just a little bit of pre-production, we were just talking about stuff very Dayton-centric or whatever. But like Team Smoke Show, and specifically Chuggalo Kate and Carl in this one, when they had the Avery, and they're like both .25s or a drain pour or whatever.
Ooh, yikes.
But then they were saying how, well, we wouldn't want to waste it, so we'd put it into baking.
Oh.
Like Wild Ohio, there's you can't even, it doesn't remove paint. It's just sadness creator.
You can't do anything.
But it's nice to, hey, I'm into this beer for a pound. What else can I use it for?
Yeah.
Just
I like that idea. That's very good. And some people just, don't like to waste things.
No. The calendar has had its ups and downs, but so far, JT, what are your thoughts overall? If I give you 3 words, I'm putting him on the spot.
Oh, 3 words?
Three
I don't know
words.
if I could do 3 words.
Okay, no, that's fine.
My thoughts are...
Fuck it, make your own rules.
Well, first, I'll do 3 points.
3
How about
points.
that? First of all, I routinely get reminded and reinvigorated by Chuggalos Phil. Whoops. That's an energy drink. I'll take that for later.
Nice.
This one is for now. This is for now. I get reinvigorated by Chuggalos Phil. I think he has phenomenal conversation, phenomenal points and knowledge about beer. That's always fun. Hard to get him locked down to a time, so we record late at night a lot of times.
He's definitely not an echo chamber. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like he's gonna go off.
He's got his thoughts. Yeah.
Sville land.
Yeah. And I think that I've been, and this is not a comment on the people who selected the beer. I haven't been overly thrilled. Like, I haven't been. It's been a roller coaster, but primarily up.
Oh yeah,
I haven't been like, yeah, we're riding down. This is great. I'm having a blast. I've been kind of like, where's the
crescendo?
Where's the crescendo? Now the barrel aged beer we had yesterday. That was yesterday, right?
2 days ago.
2 days ago.
Yep.
Was very good, but I didn't.
Which was a surprise from Avery. Which is a surprise.
Yeah, Avery. That's the one. Yeah, Avery. So they didn't like it. I haven't seen their review yet. The yours/theirs.
Yeah.
I mean,
other people dug.
I don't think it sucked. I didn't think it was
it.
the best beer. And then the Show Kozia or whatever it's from yesterday was. I think that was the first most interesting beer so far. Everything else has been pretty standard.
I called it, Coco Vesa.
Oh, yeah.
That's how I went with it. Stev was really cute about his review on it.
I haven't seen it yet.
He's like, I'm not even going to try it.
It says on there how to pronounce it once you get to the can art. I love Stev's thing, the cooking thing. That's amazing.
Yeah.
That's amazing. Let's see. You did say fuck the Bears.
Yeah.
Which I thought might be too close to a different comedian.
That's all right. Have a gimmick.
Oh, yeah.
Gimmick infringement.
The biggest takeaway that I've been
by a lot of people.
dying to talk to you about was the West Coast IPA from day 3. The Third Eye.
Yeah.
Maybe not day 3, but Third Eye.
We have another Third Eye coming up in a couple of days.
Yeah, we do.
It's a Kolsch, though.
I basically, in my review, was like, this is not a West Coast IPA. Stev also seemed to struggle to differentiate between, and he chalked it up to more being a novice, whereas I think he was on. It was, by every account, a hazy IPA, including its actual physical appearance.
Yeah, when people poured it out,
the bite was not there for a West Coast.
There's a lot of people. It did have not alpha acids, but it did have a bitterness to it. It
had a bitterness.
It's not really a hallmark.
What I liked is that you liked it. And
I did, yeah.
And that I think that beer is a I specifically, I was like, oh no, this is not a West Coast IPA. But if we can, I'll concede a little that maybe it's a good crossover, and that made me happy.
Yeah. So like, where do you put? Because it's not a Midwest. Midwest has its own standard, but where would you would put it? Definitely.
I
on
said
the
it's a
IPA,
New England IPA.
Yeah.
I said like, there's no question about it. But if they
Like
want
if
to
it's
call
a
it a West
spectrum,
Coast, fine.
yeah.
But I like that you liked it because that's a crossover where we can agree.
I needed to like it after the
like
first 2 days.
Oh, okay.
I needed to build up. I was in correspondence with our friends from the Barrel House that were watching a lot of the videos and watching people's reactions and the tag-ins and everything like that. It's a note, a footnote for next year and the years to follow.
We're getting into more interesting beers now. I think we've been. I think just the random pick, or who I think Aaron picked it.
We always blame it on Aaron, and we need to.
Well,
I want to have that one person, and he does it. And it's great because traditionally speaking, we've always done it because then you and I that get all because he doesn't review them like that. He has he doesn't have a dog in the fight, so to speak. But there will be room as we're day 11. There will be room for improvement for next year.
Yeah. Well brewed, fine tasting beers are hard to review alone because what we're looking for is something that can spark a discussion in our own brains.
Yeah.
And when you have an IPA or a Pilsner like the second day, that's just like, this is a Pilsner, it's brewed well, it's fine, I would drink this and just be done with it and forget about it for the rest of my life. It's hard to come up with content. So from a content perspective, I think we finally, with Avery and with that Zokoveza, we finally got into
and I've had that one before.
Shokoveza.
Yeah.
We finally got into something that was interesting enough to have a dialogue with ourselves about, even though I have Svil there to talk to. I could have talked about those two beers longer by myself than I could with the other ones. The Pilsners, the IPAs.
I mean, that like you have the Canner Boner segment. I have the website review, and I have other people that I can pull videos in when other people aren't available because I like drinking at like 9, 10 o'clock in the morning. Yeah. I like taking a drink before a nap. And
that's awesome.
All of my content creators are an hour behind and aren't as excited to day drink most of the time. They will tell you. I mean, they put on a strong face. But like when we recorded Thursday, we purposely waited till later to incorporate more the Wisco gang into that one. So tough when everyone has real jobs and lives and everything like that. So
yeah, I'm loving it all. Let me see if I have any more notes here. Yeah, I do love the menu review. I think Steph's doing a killer job with that. And I wanted to compliment you on your every start to all of your videos are so pleasant. You always have a smile on your face.
I'm excited.
So a compliment to you for really bringing me in when I watch your videos. I'm like, oh, this is going to be great.
Well, thanks, man. Before, somebody already pointed out, on day 8, I did this. I wasn't showing the numbers, which I've been trying to show that I wasn't. It just was a reaction.
He was finger gunning and high-fiving.
But and then there's a couple of them like where on YouTube they give you like interesting thumbnail choices. Yeah. That's why I was like, fuck that. And
I like the new thumbnails too. Yeah. Easter
thumbnails.
Island and stuff. I like that.
Well, for Stone.
Yeah, for Stone that makes sense. Yeah. Oh, I like it. I think it's been fun. I think we're finding our stride in the advent calendars. It only took 3 years.
Yeah, the bitter beer face was a lot of fun just because of the beer. The Up North crew was throwing in a bunch of extra beers onto it. We packed in a lot under a half hour because then we had to close it we were getting a little off the rails. But they found some Sweetwater beers that were horrendous. Like,
ooh, nice.
Both of them were drain pours.
Sweetwater has an interesting profile. Yeah. And is Steph doing a separate calendar?
Yeah, Steph is doing.
I guess I didn't hear that in the first video, but I saw him drink Soul, and I was like, what the hell?
Like Euro trash.
Okay, cool. All right, let's get into day 11. Day 11 is Drekker. Someone we know of. We're fond of them. They are a constant shelf pull. We pull them off the shelf. We don't pass it by. This is Chonk Sunday Sour. Let's crack this baby open. 3, 2, 1. Sunday Sour is with white chocolate and peach, and it is a
6.4% ABV.
He's got it. Look at that.
It's a smoothie
Oh,
slash
separation
pastry
is normal.
sour.
Shit. Hopefully rolling around in my car was good.
Oh, yeah,
Separation is normal, they said. Did you roll it?
Oh yeah.
Damn it. I didn't. I always forget. To
If you do an aggressive like lip down, once it has a little bit of space, it will roll in the can.
Yeah, that's a lot of mouth. There's too much mouth on that can. Once I saw your lip tuck, I was like, nah.
No, it's just your tongue.
We do have to work on gain, which I just learned was input volume. I've always wondered what gain was. Never looked it up. Scott told me. It's Phil.
Yeah.
Your videos and Stev's videos have very different volumes.
So
I don't know how we work this out.
I don't know.
And mine probably does too, but I don't watch my own videos.
When we record, because Chuggalo Dave will chime in, when we record on separate ones, it's far different. I have mine set my OBS on both of my, so like if I do like a sound effect, so that doesn't blow their eardrums.
Yeah.
Because if I leave that
the way up. Now that I know what gain is, I can set mine better.
Yeah, so I've got numbers specifically for OBS that I have set up. And then this is the microphone. The interesting thing is when I bring in, this is going to be a behind the scenes, when I bring in Team Smoke Show, when I bring in their video, I can't hear it.
Oh, no shit.
Because there's only one channel that's playing it.
So that's why sometimes you're talking during...
It's playing for the capture, so I try to time it out a little bit.
Okay.
Because I want to be present... But that's why I've retarded my talking quite a bit during theirs, because I don't want to talk over, and they pack so she keeps it under a minute. By design,
those could be shorts.
Yeah, so they definitely could be shorts. But like even if we were doing it right now, because we're on a single camera, the other thing I need, I've realized, is because I tried doing OBS with Chuggalo Mikey, is I need a capture card if I'm going to capture from multiple sources. The reason I can only do the one and we've had to use Skype is because I don't have a capture card. But that's another purchase. I'm looking at one. But yeah, so I can just bring in the multiple. I can bring in Firefox. I can do website reviews on here.
Oh, excellent.
But I just click on, it's going to go out. Oh, just kidding. So there.
We're here.
Yep. So that's why I click it off, and I can click on and off the different layers. That's why OBS is so... such a fantastic outlet for this, or capture.
Yeah, that's good. So now that we can figure out our sound now that I know what gain is. I don't know why I never asked. Now this beer, obviously picked out. So this beer makes me somewhat. I'm not mad, but I'm frustrated that there's a certain lean away from sours, because this beer has so much flavor, and it has so much different flavor, and it's going to be so fun to talk about. What we were marred by was, and we've talked about this before, but I don't want to go ad nauseum, but we have a bunch of new subscribers. Yeah,
we plan this months ahead of time. I started the communications or whatever. She Sarah from the Barrel House, because she does all the ordering. Thought, even though we talked multiple times about the day and had special orders coming in to fulfill this.
I remember now.
So they were limited by how many they had 16 of.
Yeah.
And that's going to multiply as this thing grows.
That's going to happen next year too, yeah.
When we get up to, dare I say 20, because again, there's more people that have chimed in and want them, and I turned away 2 at the last minute, knowing that we had 16, and I didn't know until we got there that those beers were not lost in transit, but sorry, Stacey, weren't coming for a little while.
Yeah.
So
now we know.
It was to get 16 cans and still to vary it a little.
So next year they're going to have more.
Right.
It's going to be a challenge, but the runway should be a lot longer, because now we've established as the third year we do this at Barrel House every time. They know, we know. maybe we can.
And we started, and we genuinely started in August, and the first number I gave her was for sure 12, and then I amalgamated, and it was weekly conversations.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. So, but
I have plans going forward to prevent this.
Regardless of that, of any pitfalls, this beer does highlight the fact that we are right about sours. They're good. And anyone who says otherwise doesn't get it. They get it, but like, I think the diversity in Sourland is greater than it is in IPA. We got 7 IPAs, and we have 1 sour.
This is my argument for doing a advent calendar this way. It works out better for the little guy. Like, this really helps out the Barrel House, and it helps out all of these other brewers. Mm-hmm. Instead of, there's a bunch of different advent calendars out there. There's breweries that do advent calendar. Mm-hmm. Their beers, for the most part, are going to have the signature, are going to have like the baseline flavor or whatever. The fact is, for an advent calendar, you want to be different. You want to have diversity. And the best way to do that is to not have multiple from the same brewer, the same family or whatever, to really engage in that. Now, like, if you like stouts or barley wines or stuff and want to still focus on that, that's great. But you're not going to get all barley wines or stouts from the same brewer.
Right.
Why would you just limit yourself to that with, I know Sam Adams has got an advent calendar and they make good stuff. But again, you want to, at least for us and the rest of the Chuggalos, the other 14 that are participating, want that diversity. And
diversity is the key.
That group think in beer.
That's the key. Diversity is the key. I'm not asking for all sours. I'm not asking for even more sours. You can just give us one next year. And I don't have any issues with the way that the calendar was made. That's not the point I'm trying to make. Barrel House did a great job. What I'm suggesting is pretty much what you're suggesting is there's only 2 things I really want from the calendar. Beers I hate and beers I love. The middle part, if we removed that would be, and it's not me personally, just for all of the people participating, polarizing beers at both ends, because that creates the best conversation. And when you do love a beer, when you find a beer that's like, holy shit, I never would have bought this myself and I love it, that's the nod to the small guy. That's the nod to the brewery that might have taken a risk and has been waiting for feedback other than Untapped. And we give it to them. And then there's the beers that they're like, some of the big guys make beers that fucking suck.
100%.
And we give them that feedback too, and they don't get it because too many people walk around on eggshells like, well, if someone knows that I didn't like this, very popular brewery's beer, maybe I'd be considered, a novice beer drinker. No.
Don't yuck.
Who cares about that shit? Do you. Or as failed head coach and now failed offensive coordinator,
Molly Ringwald.
BU. Matt Nagy.
Okay.
Yeah.
Maybe Molly Ringwald also.
Patrick Mahomes proved everything that I always said about Matt Nagy.
Dude lost his shit last night.
Isn't a good coach. And he is a fraud. And sometimes fake it till you make it works. Sometimes fake it till you make it
Is Matt Nagy with the Chiefs?
Yeah, he's back as the offensive coordinator.
Wow.
And that's why Patrick Mahomes is so angry. Because since Matt Nagy came back, they have not been the offense they once were. And I have to admit, the Bears are good at hiring fraudulent football minds. And Matt Nagy being one of them. Terrible. In fact, Mitch Trubisky under Matt Nagy performed better than Patrick Mahomes under Matt Nagy.
Interesting.
That was a stat I saw this morning. I don't have all of them in front of me, but like passing yards, touchdowns, all that stuff. Higher. Under. So that should tell you, one, that Mitch Trubisky probably wasn't very good. And two, Matt Nagy was definitely not very good.
Crazy idea.
And he doesn't know how to design an offense. Anyway, that's football.
Yeah.
Barrel House to football. Let's talk about this beer. What do you think?
I'm almost done.
I love this beer. I think white chocolate. Hell yeah. Give me more of that. That is... I can't remember another time where white chocolate's been a listed ingredient. And I think you could have written milk sugar, you could have written marshmallow, you could have written white chocolate, and maybe my brain would just adjust to agreeing with it, but because you said white chocolate, I mean, it comes through hard. It is like eating white chocolate candy bar. It is fucking awesome. I can't believe how prominent the white chocolate in this is. And the peach worries me because of Busch Light. Busch Light's fucked peach up. Like, they basically ruined peach for the world. And we're talking about this state of Ohio receives a massive truckload of peaches from Georgia every year. I mean, towns like, Starbucks drinking basic women go crazy over this
Yep.
peach truck. Ugg boots, all that shit. And Busch Light fucked it up. But the execution of mixing those two things, I don't know how they did it, but it is working for me. And God, that white chocolate, I can't believe how just spot on that flavor is. It's so spot on. And just like the coffee sour, the sour is just like an afterthought in this beer.
I get, because it's the only way I'll imbibe or ingest peaches is like the sour peach ring candies, like the gummies or whatever. Yeah. So I get that.
Next to the circus peanuts at Speedway.
Yeah, those circus peanuts. Those
no one eats those.
Yeah, those are.
They should make a circus peanut beer.
Yeah, no. Maybe
we'll review it on the show.
It's a way to get rid of it.
Maybe in the next advent calendar.
The beauty is you can go check out more. We've done Drekker on the podcast, but you can go find out more. And they're out of Fargo, North Dakota, so it's awesome distribution that we're able to get them here. Mm-hmm. But at DrekkerBrewing.com, and they describe themselves as a brewhalla. There's a lot of Scandinavian...
Like heaven for Vikings?
Like
Viking brewers?
Valhalla.
Yeah, that's what they're...
Yeah. That's their beer hall. It's called Brewhalla.
That's an amazing name. I love it.
And it's amazing that I wrote... I know, and we've done Drekker before, but...
I didn't know that.
The other thing is... with that, they describe themselves and they affirm it with beers like this as weird and create and destroy. So really embracing that Norwegian Scandinavian influence that is very prevalent in definitely in northern Wisconsin, Minnesota, and the Dakotas.
Yeah.
So just really tapping into that identity, that physical identity that all or
create and destroy. I like
preponderance.
That.
Yeah.
In tech, they call that innovation. Fail fast.
A lot of the people's identity resonates with those, and that sort of culture. Mm-hmm. So it's awesome because everyone feels like that's a piece of them in their product, and they were on the smoothie vanguard right there with like Toppling Goliath and obviously 450.
Obviously,
but just a state to the west. So awesome on them. Mm-hmm. Always making highly sought after, and as JT said too, stuff that we're going to pull off the shelf and look like what kind of combination what are they putting in here? And that's evident in this beer. And JT, this is where the point I want. This is an annual release. This is an annual release. They do this as an annual beer.
I didn't know that.
So it's something that you can rely on.
Yeah.
Because it sounds like you're going to be excited about this one.
I like this one. This Chonk. This is good. This is real good.
JT.
Yes. I want to do the can art. Let me do that first. Do the can art first. There it is.
I'm trying to figure out that ring light too with but I don't do the can art, so I'm not worried about it as much. But
ring lights are great. All right. I want to draw your attention to the main character of this can. It's a cat that's orange and black striped.
Garfield.
I had recently watched a video. I was trying to find... I'm going to find the YouTuber who does it. Amazed. This guy does like in-depth, detailed research and did I guess... what do they call those things? It's basically... He did a feature about Garfield. And... Well, this can art, let's just talk about it. So first, the can art's just like really wild, dark, like drippy, kind of almost like stalactite, stalagmite, like cave features in the background. But probably ice cream is imitated in those rock formations. And then a cat, Garfield-like cat in the foreground. So that's the Can Art Bonus segment, and it's brought to you by Barrel House. And that's all I'm going to say about just the can art in particular. But adjacent to that, there's this interesting theory. Gosh, I gotta figure out this YouTuber's name. I feel like it's like eye patch something. But anyway, he does this video where he examines Garfield and why it has such a weird cult following. There's in recent terms been like a real goth-like Garfield following where people make these very dark and depressing and somewhat horror-like Garfield memes and cartoons. A lot on Reddit is being done with that. But also he examines Garfield, the actual comic strip Garfield, and tries to figure out like what is Garfield? And what, I don't know why I watched this video. It was way longer than any YouTube video I typically watch. But the analysis is fucking amazing. Essentially, this guy's theory is that if you go back and read any Garfield, the Garfield's existence, or at least his ability to communicate, if you ignore Garfield's communications with John Arbuckle.
And Odie?
I'm not kidding you. This video fucking blew my mind, and you have to watch it. I have to get you to watch this video. I showed it to Katie, and she was like, "Whoa, holy shit!" John Arbuckle's basically like just it's a cartoon about a very depressed man living his life, with just gobs of regret and depression. And when you take all of the speech bubbles from Garfield out of the comics, it's so true. It is like 100% true. Like John's basic, because John speaks and it's a speech bubble. Garfield speaks, it's a thought bubble. So when you remove those, he's like just miserable. And it's so insane. It's so insane to think about this cartoon. I'm going to find the YouTuber while you review the beer. But it has led to a lot of really interesting fan art. And basically, John Arbuckle is a depressed, like suicidal man. It's crazy to read the comics like this. You have to just kind of experience it to believe it. This blows my mind. This Garfield thing, dude. It was like it's almost one of those things that like you never forget, and I so far haven't forgotten it. We have to. I'll find the YouTuber. It's such a good video.
That's awesome.
And he put the work in. Like he read all of the Garfield comics, and he does. Oh, you'll like this guy because he does some really in-depth WWE videos, and they're not like anything you've ever seen before. They're like really meta, really meta. I'll share it with you anyway.
Sounds like a sociologist.
You're gonna love this guy. He's from Canada. His accent's fun to listen to. A very smooth talking guy. All right, so that's the can art bonus segment. Watch this Garfield thing. I'm gonna at least I'll edit the comments, or not the comments, the description. I'm gonna put it in the description, like YouTubers say.
Wow.
You can find this other video in the description. Just amazing. So they got on here the malts, the hops, the flora, the gimmicks. We love that. We've talked about loving that. So that's good for the can art. Flavor-wise, the white chocolate peaks, I've already mentioned that. The sour part of this beer is an afterthought. It is just a delivery mechanism. I don't think that the peach and the white chocolate could be delivered in any other beer other than a sour because of how this comes off. It is just excellent. And I wonder what this white chocolate how it would pair with other things other than peach.
They've got a line of white chocolate beers. They do like a white chocolate and raspberry. Like
I can't wait to try them. This beer's a 5.0. I love this beer.
Wow.
Best beer of the Advent calendar so far.
That was quite the crescendo. I'm not quite at the level that JT is at. This beer is delightful. It wakes peach up for me. As JT said,
right?
Peach, bleach ruined peach for a lot of people. Peach wasn't a sought after fruit. It was a C tier fruit for me. It's it's odd in its wild state, and it doesn't get any better. I don't crave it. It's just not my thing. This is a great marriage between two strange bedfellows. No one goes, oh, you know what I should do with that peach over there? It's very like fibrous and pulpy type fruit. I should go dip it in some white chocolate. This works out great.
Right, yeah, right. That's a great point.
The viscosity is a friend of this beer. The fact that it's a thicker pastry style smoothie sour.
A lot of good points you're throwing out.
You couldn't do this. Busch Light, take notes. You can't do this with thin, no viscosity, no body to it.
Yeah.
You need something like this to really make those flavors shine through. Again, the chocolate's a hero, and chocolate is not described in a sour beer ever.
Yeah,
and
never.
Here, it's just everything between the sour, the peach, and the chocolate. Everything here is a very harmonious language. I like it. I don't know. For me to get to that 5, I would need to, with it being where it's at, I need to be able to have it all times during the day, I think. This off the top rope is a 4.5
I can have
for
this
me.
anytime.
It's fantastic.
It's
I'm a big fan of like cracking a beer at like 6 o'clock in the morning.
You can't drink this at 6 in the morning?
No, it's not Taco Party for me.
So good. Taco Party is great.
Taco Party
Still some Taco Party at Arrow if you want some. I've been buying it, but I left some.
I think I got 9 in the fridge still, and I just had one this weekend, and I've given away a lot. I've given away more Taco Party. I mean, besides the $110 beer that JT didn't want to be a part of.
I wanted to.
I think that I've given more Taco Party away than any other beer for sure, but like valuation-wise, more Taco Party. Because it's
I could drink this beer in the morning for sure. It's so good. But I think
I don't know if I want chocolate in the morning.
You don't want chocolate in the morning?
No.
Damn.
That's where it loses.
That's where we're so different.
Yeah.
I'm
a savory.
I have made it wasn't until I had kids that I realized the real potential of like waffles and pancakes, because before that I was like, waffle, I don't understand why people like waffles and pancakes. But chocolate chip pancakes, amazing. Chocolate chip waffles, amazing. Now, here's something. And get rid of the syrup. Syrup, it's great. It's good, but it's better in beer than it is on its own. Instead, spread Nutella on your waffles. You'll thank me.
JT is out there for all the hazelnut growers destroying our lush rainforest in the world. So
are the hazelnut growers destroying our rainforest?
It's the palm oil.
It's the palm oil?
Yeah, and hazelnut's one of the big palm oil.
I didn't know that. I'm not an advocate for destroying the rainforest.
So I just want to know why JT hates rainforests.
I hate rainforests primarily because they're hard to map.
But the best part about my review is like JT unprompted turned into my hype man. It was delightful.
Listen, this beer's so good. I can't believe that you don't like it in the morning.
It's good.
No,
it's just
I do want to point out the one thing that you said that I really think is interesting is that you would not typically say white chocolate and peaches go together.
They don't.
Right, but that's the risk they took. Like you said.
Oh, yeah.
What did they say? Like create and destroy or whatever?
Yeah.
That is just a risk that paid off so good. This is the best beer of the Advent calendar so far.
Like, maybe you would eat, like, white chocolate and raw, but, again, the only time I eat peach are those sour peach rings. That's the only time I would seek them out or, like, not be, like, turn my nose up to it. Again, it's a C-tier fruit, and they really made it the star.
I think as a fruit, it's an A-tier. It's not S-tier. But, yeah, it's just my opinion, obviously. But,
this is what, again,
but as, like, extract and the liquid form, whatever, if this is fake or real, I have no idea. It's like F tier.
Another ouch out to Stev, by the way. If you're not, I appreciate you watching the Mothership. JT appreciates this obviously too. Go watch Stev. We need when we call up, he needs to have like tiers, and we can bring the tiers up on the screen where he controls it and like keep us honest throughout the year. Because there was a bet that we just did a couple of weeks ago, and I know I wrote it down, but I know I have a bet, and I have to go back. I don't know what the bet is.
I don't remember either.
I know it's in there.
But I know that the tier thing, we should do a tier episode where we just rank shit for an hour.
Just have him be
Fantano. You ever watch like Fantano? He does the music reviews.
No,
I don't know his first name.
Anthony, where Stev can just prompt us. Like we don't come in like it, because it's not fair to have like one guy loaded for bear and then the other guy just be like caught off.
Yeah, that's not fair.
We've done it a lot of times back in the game days or whatever, but it's nice to have everyone on the even playing field. Beer number 2. So we're going local. That was probably going to be loud on the game. Warped Wing. We've never done them on the pod.
We've never done a Warped Wing on the pod? No, we did. When we went to King's Table with Cobra, we did their annual 30? Release.
God, I hate searching in Excel.
What was that called? What's their annual release called?
Whiskey Rebellion.
Whiskey Rebellion.
We did.
On the last episode with Phil, I was trying to remember what Whiskey Rebellion was called. Whiskey Rebellion. So we did do that.
Why
yes.
in Excel? Because when I was looking up masthead, it didn't come up, and so then I searched again, and it wasn't a spelling thing, but then it came up because we've done masthead 3 times on the podcast.
I don't know why it didn't come up on your spreadsheet.
Because we did Slay All Day.
Slay All Day.
Which is
such a good name.
The number 1 beer. Or day number 1.
Day number 1, yes.
Okay. This is Warped Wings. Esther's Little Secret. This is the coconut cream milk stout. They changed this annual review. We won't get into that too much. 8.5%. And because it's a stout, you always want to know the IBUs. I don't know anyone that would care about IBUs or go, how many IBUs are in that stout? If you do...
in a stout, no.
Yeah, this is probably not the podcast for you. So thanks for watching.
If that person wants that and they've made it this far,
yeah,
kudos. You're a beer snob and you made it this far.
Ooh, I got mine under.
Mine's it wasn't as primed as I hoped.
Okay, 3, 2, 1. So that's always my big concern.
Look at that. What the fudge, man? Look at this.
I've got another can if...
No, I'll get it.
Okay.
I'll just use my thumb.
I've got... Oh, don't cut yourself.
I'll try.
Do you need something to...
Oh, yeah, I cut my thumb.
No, you don't.
It's all fucked. It's all bleeding all over. This beer now tastes like iron. I didn't cut myself. It's good. We're good.
So, what year did... A little bit of trivia for you. You can find out more at warpedwing.com. We'll go into it a little bit. But what year did
you roll this, Ken?
Huh?
Did you roll this?
No.
Me neither.
Been sitting in here.
What year?
What year did it start? That's what I'm asking. What year did Warped Wing start?
Did Warped Wing start?
I would have got this wrong.
I'm going to say 2014.
JT got it right.
Is that right?
Yep.
Holy shit.
Oh.
I'm only saying that based on nothing, actually.
So, Warped Wing, good website.
Good website?
Drekker, better. I went into a really good review a couple days ago for an amazing website. And again,
there's some good websites out there.
They come and go. Check out one of my Advent. I'll let you know.
Just go rewatch all the Advents.
Just go.
Choose which one you like best. And that's the one.
But I bring up on it was one of the New York ones. There was one that the history. So, anyways, the frustrating thing, and this is what I want to talk about. Warped Wing has 4 different locations. Mm-hmm. They have amazing food. Steph will tell you about it.
They don't have amazing food at the prime location.
The potato cakes are fantastic.
At the 3rd Street location?
The Wyandotte?
Or whatever?
Yeah, Wyandotte.
Wyandotte. Don't get that wrong. That's a Native American tribe. You want to say that correctly.
Yeah. I sidestepped that one. Apologize for screwing up
It's okay. No, I don't think they really care
if
you screw it up.
4 different locations. 4. Only one location has a typical 1600 open, or 4 o'clock for you civilians.
Yeah.
All the other ones, they open at 11 o'clock.
Right. Smart.
1600 is the main location. The flagship location does not open until 4 o'clock.
Yeah, makes sense.
Besides Friday, Saturday. All the other ones open 7 days a week, open at 11 o'clock.
But their primary
explain this to me.
Profitability comes from, I think, the food. Those are smokehouses. All the other warped wings, other than the mothership, is a smokehouse, and that drives the I think the revenue. Yes, people go to the Springboro location for beer, but no, they actually go for food. It's not even it's not marketed as a brewery. It's marketed as a restaurant. So, I mean, you bring your family there. You can have your graduation party there. Underaged, non-drinkers can go there without of-age people. 16-year-old who can drive can bring his friends and have ribs. Whereas Warped Wing, the main campus, if you will, you would not go there as a underaged person.
You got pinball.
They do have pinball, but you still probably want to be of drinking age or with someone who is of drinking age, primarily a guardian or a parent. The other places, just rules for restaurant supply. If my son wanted to go there, he could.
So I really battled on, because today is my week. Obviously, I had the benefit of an advent calendar to take out one of my beers, but the other, we just got out of a couple of days of IPAs. I have a couple, I have an other half IPA in there I want to do. I have a couple other, and the funny thing is, I have 3 IPAs in there. All 3 of them are double dry hops. Wow. But I was like,
well, the pressure. I want to do more pressure on next Sunday, which is my day.
Yeah, but you can deal it how you see fit. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So this, I like stood there at my fridge. I didn't know which one I wanted to do. I've been sitting on a 4-pack of this. Again, I like getting their annual. I like the Whiskey Rebellion. Today's schedule didn't offer the opportunity to go big like that. Just with life in general, but those are really sought after beers, especially Stacey this time of year.
Well done, beers. Whiskey Rebellion.
Oh yeah, balance.
It did change it changed some of my thoughts about Warped Wing, which I'd previously not enjoyed.
The one thing I will say about their website is their beer, it's organized really well in their year-round releases, their seasonal releases, and their specialty releases.
Oh, okay.
Boom, boom, boom. 3 different sections.
Perfect. All right. Well, this is...
Do you know why it's called Warped Wing, by the way?
Yeah. Well, I do, yeah.
Okay. Well, that's it. He knows it. I'm not going to teach
you. Do you know it?
Yeah, well, now that I read it.
Okay, well, so a lot of people think like the Wright brothers invented the airplane as a whole, but really what their innovation was the warped wing of the plane and I don't know if it's the propeller or the wing. No, it was the propeller, right? Or the
the pliability,
the pliability
with cables and to make that layered approach.
So that was really the innovation that took off, if you pun intended. So the warped wing concept was what the Wright brothers did right that no one else had done. And so in honor of Dayton native Wright brothers, Warped Wing is named Warped Wing for the true innovation that made the plane what it is.
And so their whole...
the pliability.
The whole shtick is we warp the sense of traditional beers.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, which is neat that you can apply that.
The innovation in a... Really,
my favorite Warped Wing story, and it's the mothership, as we allude to, is downtown Dayton. One of the most successful minor league franchises of all time.
Don't worry about the music. You're telling a story.
Is 2 blocks away.
Yeah.
You could hand carry beer to the stadium. Warped Wing was available in Great American Ballpark, which is where the Reds play. 2 years before it was available 2 blocks from there.
In the Dragons Park.
Which
used to be Fifth Third. What's it now?
Day Air Ballpark. And the reason that is because one of the things that was wrong with beer, and especially in the state of Ohio, is distribution and long-term contracts that these big places sell. So it really stymied the growth of the craft beer industry within that ballpark. But now everything's been balanced out.
Yeah, it's all balanced.
It just took a lot longer, even though the demand was there. So people would go, and that place is dotted with bars that carry exceptional barrel houses between, and believe it or not, we love Barrel House.
We do.
Right between both locations, and you can go there and have
right down the street is the Wright Institute, which is a research institution dedicated to the Wright brothers.
Not to be confused with the Wrong Institute, which is where you don't want to go.
You don't want to go there.
Yeah.
Now, if you are a history buff, the Wright brothers have just an incredible, cool history to learn about. It's not just like they invented the plane, now they're famous, end of story. There's just like a lot to their story, which is really fascinating. And that brings you to Carillon Park, which would also be a brewery.
And then one of my favorite things about the Wright brothers, just a little bit of tidbit, and then we'll go into the beer review.
I love it. This is good stuff.
Is they would watch their favorite cartoon or their favorite comic strip, which was Garfield, and they would take away...
They loved Garfield.
They would take Garfield out of the picture. It was just a lonely man living by himself.
Depressed as fuck. Honestly, that is probably, if John Arbuckle represented one person, it would be Orville Wright after Wilbur died.
Yeah, because
he was depressed, and like
we all know that Orville Redenbacher is the way more famous Orville.
Imagine for a moment that you and I went into real business together. Like I like to I want to get pedal to the metal, kind of like fingers on keyboards, do like technical labor, and I think you'd be great at like running the business side. Now, That was Wilbur and Orville. Orville was like, I just want to like engineer shit. I don't care about like lawsuits and all that stuff. Wilbur was like, I'll take care of all that. Don't worry about it. So after he died, Orville was like, well, fuck all this. Like, I'm not going to write a proposal for the army so that I could sell them planes. That sounds hard. You know? But Wilbur did that stuff. He wrote proposals. They're like literally contractors. They're government contractors.
35 hours this last week working on fucking proposals.
Exactly. So you're Wilbur, I'm Orville, and if you died first, I mean, really, what do I have? Just a podcast with no camera.
This is
no microphone.
this is the saddest story ever.
I don't know. Orville, right? He was the president of the engineering club, but he was not the president of the successful business club. That's for sure.
Successful.
Because if you notice, the Wright brothers don't exactly get paid for each airplane that gets made.
Yeah, no.
And that is a very big problem for early American businessmen like the Wright brothers.
Yeah.
They fucked up. Anyway. But we still honor them by drinking Warped Wing beer.
Not that, and that's what you call a full circle.
That's how you come full circle. Esther's Little Secret, yes, another yearly release, much like Whiskey Rebellion. Now, Whiskey Rebellion is aged in bourbon barrels. That's why it's called Whiskey Rebellion. This, I don't believe, is aged in anything. Esther's Little Secret has traditionally been a seasonal stout that has some sort of candy-like quality to it. This year, though, it's coconut, which you could argue is candy-like, but it is not candy. It is, what is it, a nut?
It is a tree nut.
It's a tree nut.
And it's also suntan lotion.
So some people, much like, what's that leafy,
marijuana
thing that people taste different things for? It starts with an S. Cilantro. Much like cilantro, some people don't like coconut because they think it tastes like suntan lotion. However, I'm not one of those people. I think that coconut tastes like coconut.
Like sadness.
And suntan lotion is a lotion that you don't eat. And you would never know what it tastes like. It smells like coconut, sure. But I've not tasted it.
But we all know that our taste and our olfactory senses are intertwined.
That's true. They are intertwined. I think that coconut's a fine ingredient. Some people don't think that.
What does Big Coconut have on you that you're afraid to be honest with them?
Nothing.
I'm
not bought and paid for.
I'm an
independent.
When we don't hit record, he is anti coconut.
When I come every Monday when I come to this house, I have to like stuff all of my Coconut Corporation stuff like in a glove box and in my pockets.
He probably has it. He's hairy like a coconut. He doesn't even.
I actually have a coconut outfit that I wear on a daily basis just to advertise
catering.
Coconuts. I love coconuts.
Yeah.
This beer is top 3 Warped Wing beers for me. This beer is very good. They nailed it. It's so good.
Just the fucking
this
GT
literally
episode.
tastes like. I know you gave me some good beers today.
Sorry, Stacy.
This beer tastes exactly how
SPF 50
a Mounds tastes, which is like has a sweet, dark chocolate coated coconut flavor, which is exactly what the Mounds candy bar is. The only thing that makes a Mounds better than this is that it's a solid food and this is a drink, because candy is just better as candy and not drink, not liquid. And there's proof in that by those disgusting squeezable candies, Fucking gross, dude. Who eats that shit?
Oh, like the liquefied stuff?
Yeah. This is not good. This is very well done. Drinking this just brings my respect and my adulation for Warped Wing up to a different level. When they made the orange creamsicle Ermels, is it Ermels? Yeah. I was just floored by how good that beer was. And that was probably the first time where I thought, maybe I've been wrong all this time. I think the mass-produced beers that Warped Wing makes could be better, in my opinion. Other people disagree. It's fine. This is the first Esther's Little Secret that I have wanted to buy myself, and I love it. Let me think about the score here for a second. So I'll do the can art while I think about the score. The can art, which you did, yeah, I showed it. It's got a snowman, a very giant snowman, or at least that's a forced perspective version of it. And then there's some trees. It looks like palm trees with snow on them. That's kind of interesting.
Well, that's where coconuts grow.
Yeah, interesting that there'd be snow on them. Because they release this in the winter.
Yeah, that's like bringing the summer vibes.
I guess that would be a juxtaposition.
Yeah, it's like that.
Winter.
Remember that commercial when we were kids, and it's like snowing. What beer commercial was that? And they like did the bottle of beer. It wasn't Coors Light. Was it? It had to have been Miller or Bud, but 20 years ago. Oh my! I'm gonna get DCMA'd because I'm singing the song really.
Yeah,
good.
probably. I'm giving this beer a 4.75. I love this beer. I think it's really good. The only thing, why isn't it a 5? I think, man, add some chocolate. 5. Add some chocolate. That's it.
All right.
I do have to pee. Is it okay if I go while you're talking?
Go ahead. I don't care.
I don't want to
I'll carry it.
overdo the, like noise and stuff.
I'm going to flip the camera around for all you guys.
No, don't do that.
He would be upset. All right. Off the top rope, I'm not as excited about this beer. Coconut's right up there with peach. Now, the best part of a Mounds bar is definitely the almonds. When I was younger,
Almond Joy.
Yep.
Mounds is the one without almonds.
Yeah, one's blue, one's red. They're both terrible because they have a preponderance of coconut in them, and coconut is just not good. Everyone craves coconut water, not me. The beauty with this beer is the baseline of Esther's Little Secret is always has a rich velvety texture to it, and that's the hallmark of this beer. I just wish it wasn't paired with coconut. Coconut is just off-putting for me, but there can be surprises. Like earlier, the first beer that we had today was a peach, and typically I'm not a peach cat, so I can understand. That's why you still have to try them all. So off the top rope, I'm at a 3.25 on this. I'm glad I only have a 4-pack of it because it's going to create a little bit of diversity in my fridge. It offers a approachable stout, being an 8.5% that hides the alcohol very well. We can talk about that in sours or whatever because that's not a hallmark of a sour. But stout, sometimes they do a poor job of covering it up, be it the adjuncts or whatever that they put in there. The adjuncts are very strong with this one. You're not going to get any alcohol. The 8.5 just blends into the background, which is the background. The first is the coconut. The secondary is that richness, that chocolate that they partner with a local chocolate company, Esther Price, on this with this beer and this annual release. So it's awesome because it gives them a lot of business. And
that's a tidbit I didn't know. I wish I would have known.
You knew Esther Price?
No, I know Esther Price. I didn't know they teamed with them.
Yeah, Esther's Little Secret.
That makes sense now. All of it makes sense.
Really?
I did not know that.
Right there on Wayne Avenue.
And I wish there was more chocolate in this beer. That's what makes it a 5.
Yeah, I think it's there. I think it's there in the right amount. But again, I don't want to drink an alcoholic Yoo-hoo. That might be dangerous for some people.
No, Yoo-hoo's not even real chocolate.
But
like I said when we drank Chocovesa.
Yeah.
Chocolate milk should not be with water. Or hot chocolate shouldn't be with water. Either should chocolate milk. And
as you say, it's
chocolate milk with water.
Yeah, you can't.
As opposed to milk.
Man, that was the last drink that I had in this can, and all I got is suntan lotion.
Damn, that sucks.
And suntan.
All I'm getting is great.
Sunscreen, if you will, is ruining the coral and ruining our ocean's biospheres. Yeah, there's certain chemicals in it or whatever, so you have to get like coral safe or whatever because it goes off in the water and it bleaches the coral. This is ruining beer. Coconut is ruining beer everywhere, and it's almost at a faster rate.
Not true.
Than sunscreen, suntan lotion is ruining our natural biodiversity, especially in places that you need it, like around the coral reefs of the Caribbean and the Great Barrier Reef. So let's boycott coconut.
I'm fine with coconut.
Yeah, gross. These fringe beers.
Why don't we instead
Next, we're gonna have a durian beer, and you know what?
change-
JT's gonna be like, I fucking love durian. I'm the one person on this.
Why don't we
goddamn
change
planet.
the scent of suntan lotion? So that mentally you associate suntan lotion with something else.
That's fine. Change it to durian.
Durian, yeah. Let's make suntan lotion.
I bet
durian.
you like durian.
I would not like that.
I would pay a lot of money. Speaking of which, you didn't watch all the episodes, did you?
Not yet. I'm not caught up.
Okay. So did
I'm
you watch
to like 5, I think.
You didn't watch last week's Mothership episode.
I did. You talked about durian?
No, we didn't talk about durian. Because I was saying I would pay a lot of money for that beer. Well, my biggest beer that I've been wanting is off my so I will put the money that I set aside for my Sam Adams Utopias, because now I have a bottle of Sam Adams Utopias.
Oh, you have one now?
It was in that episode. You said you watched it.
Oh, I didn't hear the part where you said you had one.
Yeah, he gifted it to me and then I started crying. Yeah.
Oh, shit. I didn't see that.
Yeah, I started crying on the podcast.
I didn't get all the way through. That was the last episode I watched.
That's unfortunate.
Dang.
Anyways, I will put that money to the durian beer. And JT will drink it and he's going to be like, I love it. I love durian.
I love this durian beer. I'll try it for sure. I probably won't love it.
You have to drink it.
Probably won't love it. Wow, he gifted you Utopias?
Yep.
Damn. That's really awesome.
Super. He had to call, I think he said 12 places. He probably underestimated it, though.
I mean, he should have called me. I would have given him one place to call.
Yeah, but this so he could he went and picked it up. He's got
That's
it.
awesome. That's such an awesome gift.
Yeah, I'm super stoked.
That's really awesome.
But anyways,
I'll finish that episode. It was the last episode I was watching before I came here. Damn, that's awesome. Utopias.
Oh, I'm excited.
I'm excited for you.
Yep. Won't get it. I won't be up there till April, probably.
That's awesome.
But anyways, that's all I got.
Well, I mean, I don't have anything else. I did get some cool whiskeys in California because they don't give a shit about bourbon.
Whiskeys.
I got Blanton's.
Okay, yeah,
Eagle Rare.
Yeah. So all the right
I got
bottles.
a Japanese one.
Suntoki.
No. Something else. I don't remember what it is.
It's not Suntory?
No. Very good. Very good. He let me try it. The guy who owns the liquor store by my brother-in-law's house just let me try a bunch of stuff, and it was so good. Haven't tried the Blanton's yet.
You haven't had Blanton's before?
S. No, I have not had Blanton's before.
Blanton's is S.
I have the S bottle letter, so if you want to give me some horses, I'll take them. I know people don't give those up. You gotta spell Blanton's.
The interesting thing is I traded for the draft this year. I had a full bottle in the box. It's up there, and it had the English stamp because I got it overseas. And Glenn took it and was like, "I'll trade you a full bottle, everything like that." I was like, "Yeah, whenever you get it back to me." And then Stacy found out about it, and she's like, "You need to get the bottle back because it had the British stamp on it." And she thought it was. I was like, no, he can have it or whatever because it was one that he doesn't have. He has Blanton spelled multiple times.
He has Blanton spelled. What do they give you when?
That I don't know.
Because that's what I want to know. I want to send in Blanton's.
I'm not gonna lie. I've thrown out so many of those bottles.
Damn, really?
I didn't know it was a thing up until a year ago.
I wonder what it is. I don't know. It was one of the more expensive bottles I've purchased in my life, but California does not give a shit about bourbon. So it's there. I mean, they had 6 cases of Buffalo Trace unopened. They had Pappy on the shelf. And
Pappy on the shelf?
Yeah. More expensive than I was willing to spend. Probably could have got.
That's why I always tell people, spend my money.
Yeah. It wasn't the Pappy that we would want. I'll say that. But he's getting more in February, so
yeah,
we'll check back in with him. Yeah, that's it. I don't really have anything else.
That's it. More. So as JT alluded to, this next week, the Mothership episode will be on Sunday.
It's going to be the big one, the Advent Calendar Extravaganza.
The Advent Calendar
Extravaganza.
We're working on the name, but we'll get it. We'll get it one of these times.
And you know what? Advent is a Christian thing, but Happy Hanukkah to those who celebrate it.
Yeah,
that's currently going on.
It started on the 7th.
Yeah. And it's not the 14th, so it's still going.
Yeah.
or 15th. 8 days.
8 days.
That's it. That's episode 258. Bye. See you later. Au revoir. Join us tomorrow. More beer.